Hey guys, okay, so this video is kind of random, and I was just surfing on YouTube, kind of fucking around on it a little bit, and I ended up discovering, this tag. It's called the gender tag. I found it through Ryan Cosada, and he did a gender tag video, and then I researched more into what it was, and I found out that Ashley Wild is the one that came up with this tag, and it is a great idea. It's 10 prompted questions. You just answer the questions, which seems easy enough, you know. And Ashley, has a YouTube channel. Look it up to find more information on it and what it is and everything. And you could also see videos of the gender tag being done on her channel. I'm really excited to actually do this because I just want to say that this is such a smart idea. Like, I don't know where she came up with it, but it's a really good idea, and it'll really, hopefully, educate people further into what gender is. In the beginning of the explanation video, she defines biological sex, gender, gender identity, and gender expression. And this isn't part of the prompt yet. I haven't gotten into the questions, but when she was explaining those, I was just kind of like really thinking about the actual definition of what they are. And my biological sex is female, my gender is male, my gender identity is male, and my gender expression is male. I just wanted to get those out there before I started the tag. So, the first question is, how do you self-identify your gender, and what does that definition mean to you? Well, I just said that my self-identity of my gender is male, and that definition means to me just who I've always kind of been, even if I haven't recognized it. If I haven't I didn't know when I was younger, all of these things and definitions and just all this crazy stuff. So, but it means to me kind of who I've always secretly been, even if I didn't know me. What pronouns are a big thing. What pronouns honor you? They are a giant thing because they can really piss some people off. So to use the correct ones is always nice. I prefer he and him. For people that have trouble with the whole pronoun thing, kind of an easy it's kind of an easier cop-out if you think about it, but just say their name. If you can't call me he or him, then just call me Nike. Like, it's, then you don't have that fear of saying she or her or anything like that. Describe the style of clothing that you most often wear. I just recently got this beanie and I love it. I wear snapbacks a lot. Plaid is kind of a big thing with me. I like plaid a lot. Yeah, as I'm wearing my plaid. I'm comfy. Comfy's the number one word. I mean, I dress for comfort no matter what. I don't care if we're going on a date. I'm dressing for comfort. Like, that's always been me. So there's that. Talk about your choices with body hair. How do you style your hair? This is actually pretty much what I do to it, to be honest. Sometimes I'll get this to flip up a little bit more, so it'll have a little bit nicer of a curve to it. I'm thinking about dyeing my hair black, so if you have any advice on that one, feel free to comment. But yeah, that's pretty much that. I do not have facial hair. I used to have peach fuzz that I was very, very, like, self-conscious about, but I ended up starting to shave it because I want it to get darker. I haven't started testosterone or anything like that. So, yeah. What do you choose to shave or not shave? I do not shave my armpits. I do not shave my legs. I used to shave my happy trail because I didn't like it. I was very uncomfortable with it for a very long time, wearing like a two-piece bathing suit and stuff. It felt uncomfortable having really dark hair there for some reason, and so I started shaving it. But now that I've chosen the transgender route, I don't shave it, and I'm more comfortable wearing stuff lower on my hips and stuff. Like, I'm so much more comfortable with that. Talk about cosmetics. Do you choose to wear makeup? I probably should have worn makeup for this video because I look really bad right now, but no, I do not wear makeup. For shits and giggles, sometimes I put on, I'll put on like the makeup I used to wear, like how I used to wear it, and then I'll take it all off because I hate it. I absolutely hate it. I do not paint my nails. I went through a period where I painted my ring finger left hand nail because it was supporting women's rights, and I, as a male, felt that supporting a woman's right is a very, very big thing, and so seeing a male with a painted fingernail just kind of looked weird, and it actually got a lot of questions, and so I was able to tell people that I support women's rights, and I was really happy about that. Types of soaps and perfumes do you use? Soaps and perfumes. I mean, Bath and Body Works is babe. Like, I could go there, and I have gone there and blown $200 in one day because it's like, yeah. Soaps and perfumes are just pretty much anything at Bath and Body Works. Like, even the girly, like, Forever Sunshine shit. I don't care what it smells like. I love Bath and Body Works. But as far as perfumes go, cologne, I wear the Armani's. I wear some polos. I'm not really big on polo yet. I'm still kind of working on that one. But my favorite one, actually, shout out to Jerica Zare. She got me one of my favorites in the entire world. It's this stuff from Buckle. It is amazing. Have you ever experienced being misgendered? If so, how often? Often. Very often. From a distance, I pull off, the male look pretty well, I would like to think. There's times where I'll walk up to order something at like a McDonald's or a Subway, and they're like, "What can I get you, sir?" And then I open my mouth and speak, and then they correct themselves, which they're not, because I actually prefer the sir rather than the she and miss and all that stuff. So they were right and then they were wrong, but they thought that they were wrong and then they were right. So it's a big thing there. But it happens often. I just try to kind of go with it. Right now, I know my voice is going to give me away regardless of what I wear. So if I open my mouth to say one thing, I'm going to be a female. So I just kind of have I've just kind of let that one slide, Do you experience dysphoria? How does that affect you? This is number 7. I'm at 7. Yes, I hate my voice. That is my biggest, my chest isn't even my biggest insecurity right now. It's my voice. I hate my voice. And that affects me because when I'm in a group of people, I don't like talking, and I'm a talker. I love to talk. If I'm very comfortable around you and I know you, I'll talk all day. But when I get in a group of people, I'm not generally quick to start talking because I know that they're going to start misgendering me, and that's going to drive me crazy, so I just try not to talk. Talk about children. Are you interested in having children? I was interested for a long time about having kids, but now I really just don't want any. I'm starting to have this thing where I don't like having ties to places and people and stuff like that. Kind of like doing this lone wolf thing, I guess. But so having children isn't really that, isn't in the picture right now. Would you want to carry a child if that were an option for you? I've actually wanted to have for a long time. He was going to be my second oldest, and he was going to be a boy, and I wanted to physically have him as my kid. I'm fine having other kids with other people, I guess, if they have them and they want to have them and stuff, but being transgender, I can't make babies, so carrying a kid anymore is not an option for me because not only do I not want to have kids, but on top of that, I don't want anybody to have that, my hypothetical second oldest son. Do you want to be the primary caretaker of any children you may have? Well, ideally, I'd be with somebody. That one's confusing me a little. Ideally, I'd be with somebody else. So, it wouldn't just be me taking care of the kid. Because if that's the case, then I'm not going to have kids because I don't want kids. But I'm 18. Also, that's my age in here. So, I mean, there's a lot of room for that question. Talk about money. Is it important to you to provide for a family financially if you choose to have one? Well, yeah. I'm not going to have a family without being able to financially take care of them. I just think that's very selfish of me to like start up a family and promise all these things and then not be able to fulfill them. So that's just selfish if you do that. Is it important? Sorry, I'm reading them right off my computer screen. Is it important to you that you earn more than any partner you may have? I do have this thing with kind of being like the dominant. I do like to have a certain sense of dominance, and it would kind of be an ego blow if my girlfriend or wife or who significant other at the time could provide more for potentially the kids that I don't want to have. It would kind of be an ego blow for me, but that's just because I personally like to have a sense of dominance and a little sense of like, I don't want to say that I have to be above all in all aspects, but when it comes to money, I would like to maybe be making a little bit more than my partner at the time. I know that sounds so bad when I say it out loud. Do you prefer to pay for things like dates? Yes. Absolutely yes. If I can't pay for the date, then we're not going on the date. Or we're gonna... And I'm a cheap person, so like going to McDonald's for a large Diet Coke and a large Dr. Pepper, like that's totally fine. Like, I love that stuff. Like, it doesn't have to be a big blowout date for me. Like I said, my main style's comfy, so my main dates are kind of like in that category too. That's not saying that I wouldn't like to go to a fancy restaurant at some point. I'm totally down for that too. But when it comes to paying for dates, yes, I do prefer to pay 100% of it. There's no splitting that shit 50-50. You gotta be a gentleman. Like, you gotta treat it like, especially if it's somebody that you really care about, like if that's your girl, then that's your girl and you better take care of her, because if you don't, somebody else is going to step in and do it for you, and then you're going to watch your girl go be happy with somebody else and you're going to look like a fucking dumbass. So yes, I pay for dates. Do you prefer to pay? Oh no. Are you uncomfortable when others pay for you or offer to pay for you? Whew. Yes, I am. That's just unless it's planned that I have no money and you are going to pay for me and you've already done talked me into it, then I'm uncomfortable with it. But if the latter happens, then I guess it's okay. When they offer to pay, it doesn't make me uncomfortable, but if they like, we have like a little argument about them paying and then they potentially end up paying, that kind of makes me a little grr, because I should be the one paying. Like, that's how I view it. I have a thing with like accepting handouts, and it's not that like all handouts, like all things are handouts and stuff, but like sometimes I'm a very independent person, and so having my own sense of independence and like somebody paying for me isn't having that independence, I guess. And let alone if we're going back to the date thing, having them pay and not me, or going half and half, like that makes me lose independence in the situation, and it makes me lose the dominance in the situation as well. So I kind of like to have those two things very much for me. So yes, I would say it does make me uncomfortable when others pay for me or offer to pay for me. Anything else you want to share about your experience with gender? I mean, the biggest thing I can think of is that it's a label, and a lot of people don't like labels, and there's a lot of ways to mislabel people, and I mean, just really get to know somebody before you decide to slap a very personal label on them. That's kind of the only thing I could think of to really add in. So, I hope this video turned out to be worth it.